Greetings! Welcome to the devlog for Alpha 2 of Update 96 of Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades. We're going to start, as always, with a quick sound check. Make sure your speakers aren't up too high. Wonderful. So what have we got for you this week? Well, I have been continuing to bug fix and work on the Streamlined controls that I showed you folks last week. So while I'm in the midst of that, which is a little bit hair-tearing, I figured it was time for the next sort of class extras update for our Meat Fortress kit. And that means that this week it is finally time for the Demo Man. And so I have a new alt weapon for you folks, courtesy of Pie Savvy. I give you the Long Shot, our long-barreled, stocked, sticky launcher, which is no longer, it basically has some different properties to it. So let's pull this back, lock open. Let's put a couple standard rounds in there. Wonderful. Let's create some volunteers. Maybe one over there. Beautiful. One over there. And you might be like, huh, you're putting those pretty far away. That's because the function of the Long Shot is it greatly extends the range of our use of stickies. I'm just going to pull the trigger. I'm not even going to charge it up. Notice the gun didn't cycle. This is now essentially a straight pull bolt action, but with significantly longer range. Wonderful. Oh, that is super satisfying. And though this isn't the best room to demonstrate it in, if you do charge it up, it both charges faster and goes much further. Like so. Let's actually see if we can hit the Scout here directly with it. Boom. Oh, combo. So yeah, as you can see, it sort of transforms the sticky launcher into a bit of a hybrid weapon. No longer about rate of fire, but instead about precision, especially at longer range. And as you can see, the fact that it speeds up the projectile enough that it can reliably either gib or at least knock down. Oop, that just stunned him. Whap. To go with it, we have some new alternate ammo types. We've got Robbie Burns, which is our incendiary sticky. Oh. Come on. I'm surprised that actually only set one of his links on fire. There we go. That's a little better. Might have to tweak that, the sort of volume on that. I'm going to actually put this away and pull out our standard sticky launcher, because some of the alt ammo is better for the original. We have also got, I'm going to duplicate this to speed up, we've got the Rusty Nail. Yes, these are all based on Scotch drinks, which is our smoke sticky. Man, I don't remember that being quite so echoey in this room. I wonder if I messed something up sound-wise. Which can be used to very, very rapidly, on demand, generate a whole bunch of smoke, and when running in the Unity editor, a little bit of lag. And then on to my personal favorite. This is the Highland Fling. And the Highland Fling, as you can see here, I think we've got this eye active, is a bit of a cluster munition, which when fired out of the standard sticky launcher doesn't have the most range on the planet. So you gotta definitely arc it up a bit. And wonderful. As you can see, I have offset the detonation speed on them, so it isn't perfectly simultaneous. And one of the things that this is fantastic for is that you end up getting a whole bunch of stunning that occurs, which drops them to the ground just in time to have things go poorly for them.
Focus, soldier! Focus, soldier!
And... delightful. Oh, look at him go. See how happy he is? He's just spinning with joy about it. But as I showed you before, with our long shot, we have increased velocity. And so what that means, if this is still behaving correctly, is that it is actually a pretty powerful direct fire weapon on its own. So yeah, so especially when using this ammunition, you end up getting this sort of bizarre hybrid of like mid-range sniper rifle, shotgun, and explosive weapon, which is handy. Are we empty? There we go. So there you have it. And to go along with it, we have, I should skin... we won't clear it just yet. Let's pop a few more up. We have the Demos Grenade, which is this absolutely delightful detonation pack, also created by PySavvy. And the way this works, I had originally fiddled with like actually making it a sort of dial-in number thing, but the buttons were a little bit too small, and it was super fiddly, sort of the opposite of what you want with a grenade. So now it just has a 10-second tick down, and we can start it by tapping the check mark, and we can stop it and reset it by tapping the X if we want. I need to absolutely delete some of these SOSICs. There we go. Much better. And so the way this one works, basically, is you can see we've got 5 sticks of, like, dynamite here. So the initial explosion sort of air bursts them up a little bit, and then they detonate out of sequence. So... come back far away. Woo! Caught a little piece of that through the wall, but we are still doing good health-wise, just a little bit. Yeah, it's actually, it's funny. It's timed just perfectly that it's fairly effective in relationship to cover, just because of the height that it ends up air bursting. Also, these can set each other off. Let's see if that does it. Wonderfully chaotic. So between our new ammo types, the long shot, and the det pack, I hope y'all have a whole bunch of fun creating controlled and sometimes completely uncontrolled sequences of explosions.
Suck.
Wonderful. Anywho, let's jump out of VR now and talk about the changes and bug fixes that I have made regarding the Streamlined control theme and what else I've been working on. Yo! Hope you end up enjoying that as much as I have. I actually totally lost track of time just blowing up things over and over again, which is how you know you have made something fun to play with. In terms of other stuff that is in this update, it has mainly been bug fixes for Streamlined controls. There's been a number of them, like teleportation was broken, should be fixed now. There were a bunch of commands that were either missing or they were still possible to activate them via alternate control buttons when you're in Streamlined. That should theoretically all be fixed, but if you continue to find mapping issues for it, please post them. I have heard your feedback involving sort of threading the control for fire selection and slide release on handguns. I am going to do something for that, but that requires a little more I have to do some edge case testing because of the couple weapons that sort of use the handgun control scheme, but sort of don't. I need to make sure I don't break any of them doing that, but I am going to be adding that in. In terms of, let's see, there's that. There was some issue involving attachments. And obviously there's still a couple other missing things. Like in Streamline controls, you can't change attachment parameters yet. Like for the scopes, I still need to make that menu interactive. That is what I'm going to be doing this week. It was sort of like fix the horrible, weird bugs this week, and then next week I'm actually going to make sure it's sort of feature complete and add a first run thing in the main menu that basically will pop up if you haven't configured this yet and go, hey, it looks like you're using controllers that could use one of these two control schemes. What do you want? I'm going to add that into the main menu, but I want to make sure before I'm prompting the user to actually switch that it all works. Beyond that, fix just some random bugs involving like shadow distance on ultra quality, some minor farms related stuff. I finally fixed the weapon testing job in the Kappa Coliseum. It was breaking anytime the P612 or the jackhammer would spawn, and I could not figure out why. And it was, of course, it wasn't encoded at all. It was broken metadata, and I finally figured it out. I feel so stupid about how long it took me to figure out what was broken there. So yeah, so that is it. I also added some future ammo types for guns down the line and for next year. I tend to do that in large batches because it's such a pain in the butt to do. So just so that anyone who sees the list of ammo don't assume like, oh my goodness, we're getting a gun that uses this or getting one soon, because it's I'm just getting work done ahead of time and they have to go in at some point. So it was just something that I got out of the way. So yeah, so that's about it. I know the updates aren't very large at the moment. It's mainly I'm working on Meatmas stuff. I'm probably going to tease it in the devlog. Let me look at a calendar. Maybe either next week or on the 27th, I'll probably tease it here. My goal is to get this update like out and done on either the 20th or the 27th, like out of alpha, so that everything is set for Meatmas. So please, if you're using Streamlined controls, test this aggressively. Also, side things, hello to any new users who have a Reverb G2. Just know that when Update 96 comes out of alpha, that will be when the support for that, assuming I get controller meshes and such, will be official as well. It should, quote unquote, just work out of the gate, but if it doesn't, it will work very, very soon. So I apologize for the delay. It's been a mad month. So anywho, that is about it. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend blowing stuff up. Remember, this is on the alpha branch, and if you don't know how to switch to the alpha branch, you right click the game in Steam, go to properties, betas, click that drop down, select Alpha 1, and the game should switch over to that branch and re-download what's necessary to play. So yeah, anywho, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.